make our crazy schedule with their other sports work with finding time to fit them into the gym, which is another reason we continue to go there because
I'm Agnes Stowicki, Managing Editor with Our Kids. We're speaking with insiders from Canada's leading camps and kids programs. This is the Our Kids Insider Perspective.
again, it's a smaller gym. Um, and I have my children have been going there for quite some time. My older boy, quite a few years. So I do have Jamie, who the owner is. I have a relationship with him now. Actually, funny enough, I was texting him this morning a question, just a basic question, not about my kids or anything like that, just about a technique and form and stuff like that. So I do have that, but what's unique for me is again, um, it's small enough, and when my kids are there, um, they've got the attention. And not only that, but if I notice something, because people they're helping everybody, and if I notice something and I happen to be in there, I can just kind of quickly mention to them, and they either a say no, it's right, or there is correction, and that's what I like. It's not one on one, but it kind of is one on one. Actually, it was when my children first started going uh to the gym. I noticed right away that it wasn't they weren't going to go in there and just start lifting weights, and they were actually, I could see that they were being taught proper form. um and there was not only that, but there was time given to every child that was in there. Um and so they were able to learn how to do the movements before they started doing weights, and before they started adding weights. um, they really learned how to do proper technique, which is why, um, to be honest with you, somebody like me who grew up in an era where I just went to the gym because my friends went there and we just started lifting weights. And, now I'm older and I have shoulder problems and knee problems. And it's because I did things incorrectly before. So for me, I wanted them to first learn how to do it properly so that when they are on their own, they were, they were informed and able to do it. Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. Like as far as strength wise, for sure, absolutely. Without a question. Funny enough, last week I happened to be there. My older boy, who's been going there for quite some time, was not there. My middle boy, who is probably out of my three children, struggles with maybe you know not thinking he can do things. And for the first time, I watched him and my daughter do rope climbs to the ceiling, which they've never been able to do it. And in its technique, again, it's not just totally strength related, but it's technique. And again, going back to, it's not about sheer strength and power. It's about how to do it properly. And that's again why they continue to go there. Um, and not and they don't go there because I tell them to go there. They go there because they want to go there. For my children, it comes a little, probably a little more natural than your average child. And being that they do all play competitive sports, in general hockey, at various levels. So it does come kind of, and my middle boy plays baseball at a competitive level, so it's in them a little bit. to compete and to want to get better. But like it goes hand in hand, I think, with that kind of a development program that you've got with your children already outside of the gym. So it does work hand in hand. And Jamie does a really good job at finding a way to make my not just mine, but my wife and I make our crazy schedule with their other sports work with finding time to fit them into the gym, which is another reason we continue to go there because our schedule is crazy. It really, really is. I'm at the rink 6, 7 days a week, and we manage to fit things in, and they fit in a workout, and he's created a good way for us to still get them in there, and still be able to go to their sports that they do outside of that. So it fits our lifestyle right now for sure. So again, it's probably a little easier for me because my kids do play competitive sports, but part of it is for me is I will go into the gym. Not many parents do, but I do go in. It's not the type of gym where you have a viewing. It's not like you're watching your children perform gymnastics or something. But I do go in there and I sit quietly and I mean, I kind of look and I watch what they're doing and I see their development and I see what they're doing. Uh, and I pay attention to it. But what I do outside of that is I do talk to them about, okay, listen, we just finished a 2 hour workout. Your nutrition is the next thing. So, but that's a common occurrence in our household was is would you eat in preparation for your hockey game? If your game's at 2 o'clock, you got to eat something decently healthy by say 11:30, 12 o'clock at the very latest. Um, my wife's really good at making sure that there's proper food that they want or that's healthy that in kind of works hand in hand with it. Um, Again, our schedule's crazy, but we do a really good job. Like I bring my supper to the gym because it's during supper time and I eat it there. Um, they bring snacks, they have healthy snacks while they're working out. They're on a different program than most of the teens there. They do a 2 hour workout that Jamie's kind of again created for not just my children, but the teenage kids that want to get an extra, grow an extra, and not grow an extra, but what's the right word? Um, have more growth in their strength and training. So, but I support them that way. At the same time, I'm also cognizant of their schedule and their time because I do believe that rest is important as well. And so if there's a week where it's just been really, really busy and one of them's tired, I just say, listen, you're not going to the gym. I get it. Take a night off. That doesn't mean go grab, junk food, and it just means just go to sleep and get to bed early. So I do support them that way when they're saying, Dad, I'm just tired. And but again, I go back to it. Our schedule, it's insane. My son plays hockey an hour away. And so for practice, you need to be there at least half an hour before. And for games, he's there an hour and a half before. So, so you're leaving that much earlier. So it just adds to your night. So last night, for instance, he didn't get home until about 10 o'clock. Then you got to eat, get to bed, and he's back up at, you know, 6:45 to get to school. So it does wear on them a little bit. So I am cognizant of that. And I do tell them, listen, just take a day off. So I support them that way. Um, my older one doesn't want to take a day off, but sometimes it's like you're taking a day off. So, again, though, I'm a very big proponent of making sure you have proper nutrition, rest, hydration, all that stuff. And I 100% believe in if you're going to do it, give 100% effort and do it with a good attitude. But that's I coach hockey too, and that's what I say to my teams. So that's all I want. Just if you're going to do it right. Um, Again, going back to the technique and the form and all that stuff. That's why I like them going there because they're doing it right. Um, it's quality rather than quantity for me there. I think for me, there's difference in levels. Um, if you're just starting out, um, it's it's 100% perfect for it. Um, if you are somebody who's been doing things outside of this particular gym and you come in brand new, um, you've got to be willing to give Jamie and the instructors a chance to see where they're at. You can't if you think you're going to come in and all of a sudden you're going to go right to where you were. You have to give them a chance to assess you and see where you're at, and then build from there. So I do see that, and I've seen that before. We've had some friends go there, and they're like, well, we're already lifting weights at this other gym, and we're already doing this, and I tell them, I'm like, but you got to give them a chance to say, where are you? Where exactly are you, and were you doing it right to begin with? Um, so I do see that some people think they're coming in and it's a gym and it's like one of these, there's free weights all over and there's machines all over and there's a free for all. It's not. It's very, very controlled, which is why I like it. You can't just run around and do whatever you want. So for me, if I was going to so going back to your question here, if you want your children to learn how to do strength training um, properly, um, and methodically and slowly get to your potential, it's perfect. If you think you're going to come in and just start slugging weights, it's not. It's just that's not what it's about. And um, that's I think that's the difference in mindset a little bit with some people where um, it's a CrossFit gym. It's not a weightlifting gym where you're um, you know like I said, all the machines and stuff like that. It's it's a place that you can learn how to do it properly first, get your movements down, and then slowly build and see progress after that. They they don't really like they like going there. Like no, there's no question. Again, if they're tired, they're tired. That doesn't mean they don't like going. They're just I just need a break. It's just a downtime. But they, like for instance, tonight, all three of them are going to be there. Um, they know it's tonight's gym. Tonight they're on the ice for a little bit, and then we run to the gym and we do that, and then we come home and um, and it's kind of good because all three of my kids are at the same time, so it works out for me. So you know there was a time when there was maybe a difference as to when my daughter could go. She's my youngest. And now she's at the point where she can kind of fit in, and she's still Jamie's really good because she's not quite there strength wise, but she can do the movements. And so she's part of that group. And like he really, my older one who knows the movements, he doesn't need as much attention. He needs more, and Jamie's really good at this. He needs more, okay, you're not putting that much weight on, like, calm down a little bit. um, where my daughter doesn't know, so he helps her out quite a bit that way and gives her the attention she needs. So they like going there, and I think that it's funny because I think there's a little bit of competition between them. Like my middle boy wants to get to her or get to his older brother's potential, and my middle child, my middle son, and my daughter, they're like sometimes they're like oil and water. So there's a competition between the two of them all the time. Um, but I do see that they help each other. which they might not do that at our house, but there they, they actually help each other, and cleaning each other's weights up, and saying, hey, you got to do it this way, or hey, this is what we're doing. So as much as there's a competition, they actually get along. They get along pretty good there. So they really do. They like going there. They do. They like the instructors. I mean, they deal primarily with Jamie right now, but they have dealt with other instructors going through the time that they've been there, and they've always enjoyed. There's nobody there that they don't like. It, I think at the end of the day, it's everybody's got their spot that they like, or what you're getting out of it, and I think ultimately it's what you want out of it. Um, and for me, it's not developing the next. It's not developing, the next strongman or whatever. It's about being able to do things on your own and learning how to do it properly, so that when you're on your own, and I mean, I don't know, like they could be living anywhere, you know how to do it. So you can go to another gym, you can still, it's part of your life now. So I wanted it to become part of their lives, rather than, me growing up with foreign parents. They didn't do this stuff. And we did it kind of just because everybody else was doing it. And so, um, I want it to be part of their life, and it is. Like, it really, it's, if I told my older one we got to take the gym out, he would probably not be happy. Like, I know he wouldn't be. Um, like he's been pretty dedicated for I don't know, the last 4 years, 3.5, 4 years almost. He's been, since I think since 2020, since the pandemic, I think. So it's been at least 3 years for sure, that he's been going there. And there was a time where, coming into this hockey season, where I said, we can't do it. Like, I can't make the schedule work. And he wasn't happy. And this is what I mean by Jamie. He just said, okay, well, hang on, let's see what I can do. Um, and then he made it work for us. And not only did he make it work, but he's made it work so that all three of my kids can go there. Because there's a real potential. Like, I really, really wanted my daughter to start going more regularly, and she did this fall. So that's when she started kind of going more regularly. She's been there before, and then it didn't work for schedule wise. And so now that they're all three of them are there together. He just made it work for us. So it's part of our weekly routine. That's it, and that's what I wanted. I wanted it to be, I didn't want it to be difficult. I wanted it to be routine and comfortable for them. And yeah, he's been really good with my schedule, and makes it work for us.
For more information about this program, you can visit their profile at OurKids.net.